Good morning, my dear students. Today we are discussing about the parasitology, which comes under the paper 5.2, that is applied zoology, histology and biotechnics. Parasitology is the scientific discipline concerned with the study of biology of parasites and parasitic diseases, including the distribution, biochemistry, physiology, molecular biology, ecology, evolution, and clinical aspects of parasites, including the host response to these agents. There are three main classes of parasites that can cause diseases in humans. First one, that is protozoa, second one helminths, and third one ectoparasites. The human parasites are classified as protozoology, that means the study of protozoa, that is primitive single cells. Second one, helminthology, study of helminths worm including multicellular parasites with organs, which is commonly known as metazoa. And third one, that is entomology, that means the study of arthropods, which includes the insects. So parasitism, it is a type of symbiotic relationship or long-term relationship between two species where one member, the parasite, gain benefits that come at the expense of the host member. So here the parasitism, it is symbolically represented as plus and minus, and this parasitism, it is entirely different from predation because parasites, they do not kill their host. And the word parasite, which comes from the Latin word of the Greek, that means parasitos, that meaning one eats at the table of another. So coming to the concepts of parasitology, here the first thing, that is a host, is a larger organism that supports the survival and the growth of smaller organism. Second one, a vector is a living organism that carries a disease causing organism to new host. Third one, a parasite or those organisms that live on or within a host organism and are metabolically dependent on the host. A parasite is an organism that lives inside a host or on a host, and these parasites benefit at the expense of the host. Coming to the types of hosts, there are two major types of hosts according to their location. First one, that is endoparasite, which live within the body of the host at sites such as alimentary tract, liver, lungs and urinary bladder, whereas ectoparasites are attached to the outer surface of the host or superficially embedded in the body surface. Here is the picture of both ectoparasites and endoparasites. Coming to the host parasite relationship. The term host and parasite relationship is also known as symbiosis, means the coexistence of two organisms in which one extracts the nutrition from another. The host and parasite are in a dynamic interaction, the outcome of which depends upon the properties of the both parasite and also of the host. The parasite has its determinants of virulence that allow it to invade and damage the host and to resist the defenses of the host. The host has various degrees of resistance to the parasite in the form of the host defenses. Here is the picture of, that is a picture of ectoparasite and endoparasite. That is the host human and the parasite. It is the mosquito, which is an example for ectoparasite. And here host, it is the human, and the parasite, that is Plasmodium species, which is an example for endoparasite. Coming to the other terminologies, that is infection. When a parasite is growing and multiplying within or on a host, the host is said to have an infection. Pathogen, any organism or agent that produces a disease, is called as pathogen. Pathogenicity, its ability to cause disease, is called pathogenicity. So now when you come about the outcome of the host parasite relationship, the number of microorganisms infecting the host, first one. Second one, the degree of pathogenicity or virulence of the organism. Third one, the host defenses or degree of resistance. So now coming to the types of host, there are two important type of host. First one, that is definite host or primary host. Second one, intermediate host or secondary host. Definitive host refers to the organism wherein the parasite reaches its mature form. Thus, the parasite at this stage is typically capable of reproduction. For example, human tapeworm makes use of human as its definitive host or primary host. Likewise, secondary host or intermediate host, an organism that harbors the sexually immature parasite and is required by the parasite to undergo development and completes its life cycle. It is often acts as a vector of the parasite to reach its definitive host, or we call it as primary host. For example, mammals including humans, they serve as intermediate host of malarial parasites. Coming to the host defenses. So the host defenses may be such a degree that infection can be prevented entirely, or the infection, if occur, the defenses may stop the process before the disease is apparent. So on that regard, the host defense mechanism, it is of two groups. First one, innate defenses, where it is common to all healthy animals since they are inherent to the host. Second one, that is inducible defenses, that means that have to be induced or turned on by host exposure to a pathogen. The inducible defenses are synonyms with acquired or adaptive immunity and involve the immunological responses to a pathogen causing an infection. Coming to the defense mechanism, so here immune defense against pathogenic organism is tried to meet the broad range of their extracellular and intracellular life cycles within the host environment. Defense against bacterial agents primarily utilizes antibodies and complement and direct the cytotoxic mechanism to control the infection. So defense against viral agents requires antibody neutralization upon initial infection and cytotoxic mechanism, which are regulated by NK cells and TLCs when expanding within cellular compartments. So coming to the parasite interaction, that is releasing the determinants of virulence. So you already know that the parasites, they are capable to produce diseases because they possess certain structural or biological or genetic traits that render them pathogenic or virulent. The sum of characteristics that allow a given bacteria to produce disease are the pathogen determinants of virulence. So, some pathogen may rely on a single determinant of virulence, such as toxin production, while others maintain a large collection of virulence determinants and consequently are able to produce a more complete range of diseases that affect different tissues in their host. So, important factor, that is virulence factor. So, various physical and chemical characteristics contribute to pathogenicity or called virulence factor. In that first one, that is infectivity, ability of an organism to establish infection. Second one, invasiveness, ability of an organism to spread to adjacent or other tissue. Third one, that is toxigenicity, that means the pathogen's ability to produce toxins. So those are the chemical substances that damage the host and produce diseases. So coming to the toxin, a poisonous substance that is specific product of metabolic activities of a living organism and is usually very unstable, notably toxic when introduced into the tissues and typically capable of inducing antibody formation. Types of toxins produced by bacteria can be divided into two main categories: exotoxin and endotoxin. Exotoxin is a toxin secreted by bacteria. An exotoxin can cause damage to the host by destroying the cells or disrupting normal cellular metabolism. They are highly potent and can cause damage to the host. Here is the picture of both exotoxin and endotoxin. So, endotoxin or the lipid portion of lipopolysaccharide that are a part of outer membrane of the cell wall of gram-negative bacteria. The endotoxin are liberated when the bacteria die and the cell wall breaks apart. Coming to the results of host-parasite interaction, in case the host defenses are of an effective degree, it can overcome the parasite and the infection can be prevented entirely. If an infection does occur, the defenses may well stop the process before the disease is apparent. At other times, the defenses that are necessary to defeat a pathogen may not be effective until an infectious disease is well into progress. The ultimate endpoint of coevolution of the human host and its infectious organism results in the eventual mutual coexistence with most environmental organisms. No better evidence is the loss of this coexistence when the immune mechanism do not function properly. Then organisms that do not normally cause the disease to become virulent. In fully evolved mature relationship, host and infectious agent initially coexist with limited detrimental effects. Thus, the ultimate evolution of the host parasite relationship is not cure of infection by complete elimination of a parasite, but at least mutual coexistence without deleterious effects of the parasite on the host. In fact, in many human infections, the infectious agent is never fully destroyed and the disease enters a latent state, that means the inactive phase, only to be reactivated when immune surveillance wanes. Thank you.